Shot Crimez.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Pimp, pimp! Hooray! Pimp, pimp! Hooray! Pimp, pimp! Hooray! I saw the check, nigga. Huh?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Tell Flex to drop a bomb on this shit. So many bombs with the alarm like Vietnam on this shit.
I guess it's all over jealousy. I became what you could never be, the nicest, and why you niggas cherish me.
And I ain't taking no words back, I'm with all that. This ain't gotta turn to nothing else, let's keep it all rap.
Shadow band, blue bandana on Santana, soul sacrificing me kumba. At the end, it's I had at Quince. What's pop?
Look, I had to switch the home team cause they committed treason. She say I'm the most beautiful nigga she ever seen. Black don't crack, my Glock forever 17. You see most niggas crack under pressure, but I'm a natural. The thing about living by the gun is you shouldn't have to.
Sitting at your window with a Big Mac. Ain't ashamed that I used to wear shacks cause I hit a home run, slide top four back.
Alpha beta hyphen, rate me with the Titans. Niggas want the beef till they meet the bison. Christ conscious passion with a triton like Poseidon.
You put me in a sticky predicament. I had to show solidarity to my syndicate. Come on, soul.
Y'all be in DMs begging these hoes, I feed off the dollar menu. Yeah, started off broke, now I got that money on Blicky, I got it with me.
This rule is back, they been trying to measure up. Look, my name ain't Rick, but I talk slick, no pressure, love.
Yeah, it's Big Bag Junior, Mr. Pie Scraper. I'm the Lord's favorite, throw a lot of money, do a lot of saving.
I could never hate the West Coast, but since niggas coming for Joe, fuck it, then let's go.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Warning. The Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful. Snowflakes should not view this content under any circumstances, even if supervised by a G.I. Joe, Navy SEALs, Army vet, or someone with good common sense. The views and opinions expressed, including the depictions of persons of color, corrupt politicians, white people with or without a tan, haters, who have yet to brush their teeth typing angrily in the comment section with hot breath syndrome, do not reflect any official policy or position of the U.S. government. This program contains graphic language, dark comedy, unique intelligence, creativity, a high credit score, and high blood pressure when triggered. This program has also been accused of racism, violence, misogyny, mansogyny, feminism, MGTOWism, defacement of celebrities, and of course, being a bully. Welcome to Thought Crimes.
They laughing at you, nigga!
What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to Thought Crimes, everybody. This is your girl, Sensei, and I'm here with...
This is your man, P. Solo Prince Solomon. Let's get ready to rumble!
Dark and Lovely turned into Blade.
Yeah.
That's what we talking about.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Man, listen, look,
Blade is in the building.
man. Before everybody do a hop, skip, and a jump, and we try to move on the conversation, because I see it right now, we not doing that. All right? Now, I've been online, sitting there, we've been online kind of trolling Joey Badass. We said, come on now, what's going on?
Bro, them diss records wasn't it.
We said, come on now.
This is it.
How about this? Can we have the conductor just to take 1 weekend off? I need you to come back outside on some boom bap shit.
Joey came out swinging on Daylyte and Vaughn. This is a...
You know what he did, though?
What
that nigga,
do?
hold on now. He
What
treated Vaughn like Ty Lue. Like AI did Ty Lue. He stepped over that nigga. Vaughn is a talented nigga, but Daylyte and, Joey Badass right now, that's the main event. He said, let me step over this little new nigga.
Eclipse Daylight.
Before we move the conversation forward, I see niggas online already trying to move the conversation on. We not doing that. Because we cooked this nigga. As Sin called him, Dark and Lovely. I can't say that. No Diddy.
I
can't say that.
I said Dark and Lovely. I said, I hope Diddy didn't touch your buns.
Yeah, I can't say that.
He came out on the cypher and said, Diddy did not touch my buns. I wasn't at no freak-offs.
All right now. Before we move the conversation forward, we not doing that. Because y'all know how I've been. All right? I've been cooking. I said, Joey, what we doing? I said, because Daylyte said you out in the honeycomb hideout, scraping and scrambling. I said, you two niggas sound like y'all making love to each other over these Ghibli beats. You pissing Prince Solomon off right now. Are you Brooklyn or are you not, niggas?
And he brought Brooklyn today.
All right, so I can't call a nigga dark and lovely, even though I think the nigga can dress. I've always said that about Joey. Y'all know I said I'm gonna critique Joey, but I said I'm not gonna slide him in the river yet.
Joey, we won't call you dark and lovely today. Today you are Blaze.
All right, I said, but I'm not gonna slide the nigga outside yet. I know some niggas like dump that nigga, waste management, that nigga garbage. I said I can't do that. I just think right now Daylyte is cooking right now, but I am getting tired of both of these beats now from both of these niggas. Y'all know how I am when it comes to battles. That's what I love right there. That's what I love, man. We're gonna talk about all three of the niggas, but Joey definitely got busy. I love the solar principle setups, the schemes. That was funny.
I also love the whole bad meets evil.
Yeah.
Back and forth between Joey and Ab-Soul. That was really nice. I also think Big Sean did do very well too. I love that he brought up Angie Stone. Can we give a round of applause?
Yeah, come on, y'all, because y'all act like Angie was just invisible. What's going on here? What are we doing here?
Finally, we need some more high-profile MCs bringing up Angie Stone. Thank you, Big Sean. And also another thing I like for Big Sean is when he said, he would think the whole gunplay shit is whack. Real strength is showing peace. Yeah. So I am actually glad that people are, focusing on hip hop. I understand, the background drama is nice. We talk about it too. We talk about the Diddy files. We still gonna be talking about it. Tory Lanez, we have it posted up on our Patreon. But we do love seeing people who can spar up and have no violence take place because of it. This is great. So where do you want to start off, Prince?
All right, I got a couple more loose slugs to throw out there, and then we'll get into it.
All right. Where you going to slugs? Where you throwing the slugs at?
This is what it means, you all. Y'all gotta, I want to put all of the stand them to the side. Y'all niggas gotta get out the lane. Cause y'all trying to ruin it for everybody. Yeah. Man, I love it. Let me tell you something real quick. But I'm definitely interested. I said, all right, Joey. Because every now and then, I would just at the nigga randomly. What we doing, nigga? See, in case she said you dark and lovely. Is it true, nigga? Are you in the Chinese beauty shop on the third shelf, nigga? Because I know damn well this ain't what I heard from the past. So I'm definitely all for it. He said, I'm going to deal with Daylyte directly. I'm going to step over this new Vaughn nigga. Vaughn the dope MC. Vaughn. What I love about all of this, people going to have to go in their bags now. Y'all going to have to go in y'all bags. In the stands, y'all going to have to shut the fuck up. I want y'all to shut the fuck up on all sides.
ENTJ said Joey's response was not special at all.
I want everybody to shut the fuck up, niggas. The nigga got busy. We not moving the conversation. Let's savor this moment right now. We got a real battle now.
Yeah,
this is a real battle. So I want all of the stands to shut the fuck up.
We doing this all out of love. But I will say, look, the diss records from Joey was buns, but the cipher was hot. Y'all gotta stop everything. Everything's ass. No, Joey.
Stop.
Joey finally got down. Finally, he got down.
Nah, that shit was, we not doing that. The nigga cooked. We not doing that. The nigga cooked.
Y'all talking to E.
Wutan soup. Souffle.
Y'all need to ENTJ.
Yeah.
Facts. That it's being overhyped.
Let me tell you something right quick. Let me tell y'all something right now. Cause see, some of these niggas, they new to battles. This is their first time going around with diss records. If the nigga ain't cook, I guarantee you, Daylyte will be going in his bag. What you have with battle artists when it comes to a real battle back and forth, I send one verse to you, you send two back, I send three to you, you send five back. Each opponent pushes the nigga to the next level. That's what happens. And some of you stands ain't used to that. Y'all all this pick a side and that's it. That's not how I roll. Who got the better diss record? Joey came outside today. All right. He put the whole Harlem Night suits up. all of the white pinstripe shit up, and he came outside. But we're going to go ahead and get into the cypher because I thought their energy was on point with each other. I thought it was fun.
They got great synergy with each other. And like Madman said, you could tell that they're friends. Also, is ironically, Madman, you brought up friendship because Anuradha is an Nasatra in Vedic astrology that is based off of friendship. And they dropped the video. The video was premiered and released on the Nasatra of friendship.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell y'all something real quick. Y'all want to get roasted by me? Stop trying to take the fun out of the battles. This is fun. This is fun. Now, if your guy is Vaughn, if your man is Daylyte, and if your boy is Joey Badass, then I understand. But I'm looking for a good boxing match. There's a few of the matches I can call right out the gate. I said Kendrick is about to beat that nigga outside the ring. All right? But this one here, sitting there, we told y'all, we said we think the Joey Badass in the Daylyte situation, it's shaping up to be a slow romantic battle. Now, y'all know I was cooking everybody. I said, look, I'm not going to lie to you niggas. These beats is putting me to sleep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And then also,
we black niggas in here. You gotta move the black audience.
No disrespect to Conductor. Again, I like him with some other people, but the production wasn't hitting for me with Joey Badass. Now, this is worthy of more West Coasters coming out and joining the battle on some just hip hop shit. This is a good. This is worthy of a response.
Yeah. So listen,
I better see some tracks. I mean, Vaughn better go hard in the paint. On his debut album, everybody better go hard in the paint on this.
And keep it hip hop niggas. Don't be no dumb niggas. Don't be like the drill niggas. Them niggas dumb.
Them niggas dumb and
dead. A whole generation of niggas dumb.
Two of the biggest stars in drill music dead. Pop Smoke and King Vaughn. Let's not be on that. This is some fun shit.
I love the confidence from all three MCs. That's what I love. I get so sick of all this low self-esteem shit. All right, so these are three guys that got in the booth and they started exchanging bars with each other. I'm all for it. I am so glad we picked up on some Shirley Caesar tempo right now. Because I'm going to tell you something. Them Hayao Miyazaki beats was getting me angry. And I love Hayao Miyazaki, but that shit was making me mad. It was making me mad. I says, I can't do it, Sin. Hold on, K-Dot. Hold on. That nigga ready to come back outside.
On that deluxe shit, right?
Y'all see that big old car that big old big wheel car that nigga had on stage? All right, so listen, let's get into it real quick. Sid and I, we enjoyed it. I've been listening to it back to back, so as saying, I like it. I can't be like everybody else. Sid and I, we said, how long we been cooking Joey?
For some months now.
We've been cooking Joey. But I said, I'm not going to put him in the waste management because some niggas like, throw that nigga away. I said, I ain't going to do that now. That nigga, but y'all got to get off these beats. Y'all got to come in here with some fire because these are black people. These are black melanated ears listening. Folks, you got to move the audience. All right, let's see here. Reaction clip. Let me get into it real quick. Man. All right, let me pause this real quick before it even begins. Yeah. Hold on. Man. And you know what? Y'all can tell Big Sean hit his L-theanine that day.
Yeah, you could tell. And yeah. Ray Ron album is already out, but he needed to do a
deluxe that nigga himself. Gonna come back outside.
He got to do a deluxe himself.
You know that nigga gonna come back outside. I got something to prove. He said, remember, what did he say? It's Mortal Kombat.
Because basically, Joey Badass called Ray Ron a crybaby.
He did. He stepped over the nigga like Ty Lue. It is what it is, niggas.
And he used Kendrick's verses.
Sensitive rappers.
And his cipher on BET and his control verse against Ray Ron.
Woo, he said a bunch of sensitive rappers got to get tucked in their pajamas. He said, so what? I said I was the best. It is what it is. I don't know what y'all talking about. Some of you niggas trying to shush this up. Get y'all church asses back outside. Ray Vaughn, you gotta come back outside, nigga. Because that nigga just stepped over you like AI.
The real knowledge says Sean thought he was cooking. Damn, y'all getting on Big Sean.
First of all, let me hold on.
He has some good shit.
Leave Sean alone. Sean is a happy nigga. You know, he has some good bars in there. He's enjoying life. Let the happy black man from a city like Detroit live.
But come on, we talk about bars though. Who brought it the most?
We already know it's Joey, because Joey got cooked the most. Out of the three niggas, Joey got cooked the most.
Joey did get cooked the most.
All right, he got cooked the most. So he said, "Hold up, wait a minute," because you know Joey came out there with the Reuben ring and everything, kind of dressed like a baby Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? He had the pretty women around him, and look, I fuck with that. But I'm like, nigga, that's not right now. That's not what we doing right now. So, yeah, no, Big Sean did his thing. So, you know, and Big Sean ain't right now, from my understanding. Again, I've heard some rumors, but from my understanding, he's really just kind of freestyling. There may be some subliminals that you can take because he is one of those types of MCs about don't fly into my zone. But everybody know Joey, he came back outside. So what you want to do here, Sin?
Okay, obviously all three of them had great chemistry. This is some friendship, kumbaya shit.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're trying to say, look, we can have battles and it not be personal.
I agree.
You know, and it actually shows something that J. Cole could have done in the battle. So now is he been?
He shall be stricken from the record.
It's making J. Cole look even worse.
I told y'all. J. Cole is not to be mentioned in this house again. Now, Cole, you could have did this. You didn't have to do all that. I gotta stick my chin out, and bro, you can hit me as hard as you want.
Kendrick, you can look. I got my chin out. Take your best shot, Kendrick.
I said this is not an honorable moment.
I said, don't fuck up Fayetteville like that, man. I've lived out there in Fayetteville. I'm like, come on, J. Cole, don't do them like that.
This is why you guys saw us cook J. Cole the way we did. Now you saw how Joey did what he did. Now, why was that so hard for Cole?
Because Cole is so sensitive.
Why was that so hard for Cole that ever since everyone's a stepper, I'm a step on their plate?
I left out the barbershop with the blood of my friends on my hands, the blood on my body. I left it out with Kendrick and Drake.
What are you talking about, period pad, nigga? Damn, it's not that deep. What the hell is he talking about? Somebody get that boy and bring him inside.
I mean, even if it is that deep, like, you could have still went the route of, like you saw what Big Sean said. He simply said, look, you know, I'm not for the shooting shit. I'm straight for the bars.
Let me tell you something. That's why Joey is from New York. You can't pretend to be from New York like J. Cole.
I know a lot of New Yorkers in the industry and out of the industry love J. Cole. Look,
y'all gonna have to let him go.
I think you need to let it go.
Looks like another love TKO.
Unless he drops a fire album.
But right now, you can't pretend to be from New York. Because at first, I was like, damn. Every now and then, I would at Joey Badass. And like, what is up? What's going on? Right? But you saw what he said when he came out. He said, I ain't taking back nothing. I said, all right, Brooklyn nigga. I said, okay, all right, nigga. All right,
also,
nigga.
Joey admitting he wanted attention is a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm all for getting attention. Look, sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. Yeah. Jay-Z was trying to get Nas' attention. It was a great battle in history.
Yeah.
Jay-Z wasn't just bringing up Nas because Nas did something to him. Yeah. Jay-Z wanted attention, and he wanted to be the king of New York, so he brought Nas' name out, and the rest is history.
He actually gave an interview. He said because they still saw Nas as one of the kings, and Jay-Z said, I had to try to knock the little nigga off.
Cannabis wanted attention from LL Cool J.
He got it.
He wanted to borrow the mic on his arm.
Yeah.
He got it.
J. Cole turning this shit into some weird, deep, friends with benefits situationship.
So hard.
Always be a
victim street. It ain't my fault.
Joey's going. I said, come on now. Now, Joey Badass showed you there was nothing there. The nigga came outside. He said, look, I said what I said. Now what? Is there a problem? All right, so Sin, how do you want to go with this? All right, in this regard, do you want to just, start off with Sean, or let's
start off with Big Sean. I'm gonna say a couple of things I liked from his, even though I know everybody's saying that he's the weakest link.
That's cool,
and that's fine because this is hip hop talk. I'm tired of sensitive people. I love that y'all in our think tank get to say whatever the fuck y'all want, even the stands, the pro Kendrick, the pro Big Sean a pro, whatever. I love y'all saying whatever and however y'all feel. Okay, I like when Big Sean said that he pinned for some of the greatest artists in hip hop, because he did.
He did.
I like when he brought up Angie Stone. I liked when he talked about we could be about the bars, and it also takes bigger strength to be about peace, to not go and dissolve into violence just, by competition of lyrics and stuff like that. I like that. Yeah, that's the highlight for me for Big Sean. What about you?
I like when Big Sean is having fun and happy. I will say this. If he has something to state, I would still be open to it. I would be looking forward to it, because I think Big Sean is an amalgamation of a little bit of Jay-Z, a lot of Mace and Fabulous. If you go further back into like the Lord Finesse, everybody kind of at this point got a little bit of Big L's DNA in their punchline lyrics, even all the way up to the likes of Cassidy. But I enjoyed what he was doing. I felt, look, I'm happy to hear niggas just rap,
Caliber, my nigga, he made me laugh though. He said too soft for me. Well, Big Sean gets caught up sometimes in that pretty boy flow.
Well, that's his thing, though.
That's his thing,
he
though.
a Mace baby.
He
is. The hell y'all want from him?
Although people feel that Mace is lyrically more tenacious, and Mace definitely could cook a nigga up. He cooked up Cameron.
Yeah, but like Mace can on the low end, he can give you con artist vibes too. So he gonna be a little bit.
He wasn't allegedly the scamming preacher. Allegedly. Yeah. Allegedly. Don't try to sue Mace. I heard around the way that you scamming people at church. That's all. I mean, it doesn't
Big Sean gonna be like.
Doesn't mean it's real.
Big Sean gonna be like, boy, I didn't mean to sleep with your girl, man. I'm sorry. Can we still be friends? That's Sean. That's Sean. So that's what I expected. And then look, I like I told y'all before, I'm not going to kick him all the way out, because I have to see what's going on, right? But as far as the battle goes, it's void for me right now. Okay, so Sean bars may be just atypical of an MC saying, look, I feel good being in here, right? So I think he had some, because I think his thing is more directly with the public, right? I think he has more issues with the general public. Although Sean did have a goofy moment when he was sitting down there with the frog face two-tone, and he showed the text message. It was getting.
Also, can you show the slides on our main screen real quick, Prince? It was getting a little bit too Telemundo.
Yes.
When Big Sean was like, and he texted, said sorry to me. I was like, come on, Big Sean. You're better than that. You don't need to be showing your text messages to two tones.
Yeah.
Get back to the bars. And that's what he did. And that's actually something that Gina been saying on her shows, get back to the bars.
Yeah.
Wise advice.
Yeah, so I want people to just really rap just to have fun. But I think Sean did his thing. It's a typical structured Sean verse. He does seem a little bit more focused. I actually did like his last album, but I also understand why people didn't like his last album, because I saw niggas on lines like, bro, it ain't got no beat. They was treating Sean's last album like Miseducation, Lauryn Hill's Unplugged MTV album. Dog, where the beat?
It's not my favorite album from him, but I really loved him in Alchemist.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I really like about Big Sean.
Yeah, go ahead.
I like that he didn't give up after that. He said, you know what? I'm doing an album with Alchemist. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
I want you to do an entire album with Alchemist production. And I love that, because I love the track on that album with
Sean.
With Alchemist and Big Sean.
Well, okay. I get what you're saying. Well, okay. Alchemist is dope. He's dope. For some people, it took them till Meet the Grams to figure out, like, damn, this guy is really dope. But you got to go back to.
People thought he didn't know he was from the West. Everybody thought he was. I know when I was young, I thought he was from the East Coast.
I thought he was from the West.
I thought he was when I was young. Yeah. I thought he was from the East.
Well, it was because you seen him do work with Prodigy.
A lot of East Coast.
Him and Evidence. Yeah, him and Evidence from Dilated People, because Dilated People they West Coast, and you got Evidence, who's a notable producer for Dilated People. Then you see Alchemist, but they got a dope series called Step Brothers. Y'all should check it out too, by the way. And before his untimely passing, one of my favorite rappers of all time, along with Sin, is Prodigy. And Prodigy did a very dope series with Alchemist too, by the way. Y'all should check out Prodigy's daughter too, by the way. She's a fantastic producer.
Yeah, she's dope herself, and of course,
I think her last name, I think she goes by Santana.
Prodigy has actually a long bloodline of amazing artists.
Yes, very slept on. People don't know about Prodigy's jazz resume. So very talented genetics too, please, by the way. But yeah, no, to your point, and also the joint with Alchemist right now is the one with Larry June and 2 Chainz and Alchemist. I really like that album. What is it? The Life is Beautiful album or something like that. But Big Sean is making music right now for proud fathers.
And
and there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
if
with
Will
that.
Smith can come back outside.
Well, Big Sean, just to go into his career, he already knows what happened in his career. He allowed too many people to distract him. So
started with Ye.
I tell anybody who gets caught up with Ye,
it's a blob.
Immediately 10 years is deducted from their life.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That's why, even on our Patreon and on the live shows, even though we talked about the moves that Ye is making, and we reported on it here, first about his collaboration behind the scenes with certain people and in front of the scenes with certain people. If you talk to Ye, if you collaborate with Ye, if you beef with Ye, anything involving his fat neck is going to take 20 years off of time. You're going to just fast forward.
It is.
And you're going to wake up one day and be like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Look at what happened to Drake first time around messing with.
Yeah, we said don't go in there.
Messing with Ye.
Drake, we said it's stupid if you try to battle Ye. You should fight Pusha T. All right, you should bring
Pusha T.
Yeah, but no, I think Big Sean did his thing for the most part. Let's get over to Ab-Soul.
I thought Ab-Soul was genius in how he was basically going back and forth between Big Sean and him, then also going back and forth between him and Joey Badass. It was almost like he was the mediator. And Ab-Soul was actually also moving the pace of the cipher, if that makes any sense. Like, he was really effortlessly moving the pace with this cipher, and I think he did a great job at that. And I think he did a great job as he was shining while still letting Big Sean and Joey Badass get their off.
Yeah, I will say. Okay, now one thing I noticed about the line of the cipher, the layout of the cipher, each nigga, as we move forward, they had a chip on their shoulder. So Sean is kind of like, the public is kind of playing me a little bit. Let me still show y'all what I can do. I really don't care about this stuff, but also y'all can't really play me like y'all think y'all can. And then Ab-Soul has a chip on his shoulder right now. All right, he has a chip on his shoulder. He feels like he's not getting his just due. He feels like he's not getting his cred. I think he's 12 to 15 years in the game right now, and he feels he's not really being mentioned with the greats. So he's rapping a little bit more aggressive lately. I think his last couple of features, I've been feeling his last couple of features. I know he did one with, what's the boy's name? Bass, the one that's from Dreamville, right? He kind of like a big old grizzly bear, little teddy bear looking nigga with an afro with the shades on. What's his name? Bass? Yeah, I don't check his music out from time to time, but I haven't really heard bad records. But the feature that Ab-Soul did with him, I thought was very nice. My personal opinion, I think Ab-Soul needs to lean more into futuristic, a bit somewhat distortive production. I think because he's one of those third eye niggas. So you got to go throw him in the Phantom Zone so that nigga can rap about time and the space continuum and all of that shit. And I think when he does that, I think you get a better, more aggressive, focused Ab-Soul in that regard. But right now, Ab is rapping like he does for these last remainder visible years. He has like a chip on his shoulder at this point in time. And then when we get to Joey Badass definitely was rapping like, I'm holding the Pringles bag. I got all the chips to deal with everybody.
Well, I think I gotta give it also to Joey Badass for maintaining his cool. Everybody said his diss records were ass, and they were. That's called. I still have that same opinion. My opinion has not changed on his diss records.
Well, that's also called that's definitely called confidence.
No, it is confidence.
That's called self-esteem. But this is what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. They cooked the nigga and he still came outside. And if anything, if people kind of throw you in that type of Crisco oil, what you'll eventually see, if you built on something or not, then you'll see the person come outside. You won't see them fold under pressure. I keep telling folks about that. People like to see, one thing I like about what's going on right now, Lord mercy. We are getting so past the passive aggressiveness. It's cool with the cryptic stuff, with the subs that Jay-Z does, and at times Drake was doing it. Kendrick wasn't really doing it until he was trolling Drake throughout the battle, right? He says, I can do the sub shit and I can do it 10 times better than you, right? But let's be real, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of guys, they didn't want to really battle. Keep this in mind now. Joey Badass is a record label traditional rapping / MC. And what I mean by that is you got Daylyte coming from the URL scene, the battle rap scene. And also, the reason why I keep going back to this battle, I don't think people understand how unique this is. You don't really see typically too many rappers who have usually just been along the record label route and they've just been making albums, songs, mixtapes, battle rappers with diss records.
Well,
this is a different situation.
People thought Joey should have had better production.
I do agree with that.
After this cypher, when you and Ray and you and Daylyte and other people keep going back and forth, from this point forward, we expect better production.
I love it. So, but you know what? I want to get into a couple things here, Sin. Number one, I got to talk about the scheme setup. Y'all niggas are smoking all types of Atlanta dope. If you saying his scheme setup concerning Daylyte's name was not effective. Because I'm going to be honest with you, we didn't really get that many punchlines directly from Joey Badass with the rulers back. What was the name of the second joint he did when he was dressed up in the suit and he had the lady sitting at the table?
I don't know.
It's called Harlem Nights.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
But this one, I enjoyed it when he talked about it ain't nothing to eclipse Daylyte. When he talked about you ain't Copernicus.
That was nice.
I mean, when he said, what did he say about something sun and the world revolves around me? He said, I'm the sun. Yeah. I got the original rays.
I don't move on your time. I move on my time.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, not sorry. I appreciate y'all very much. Yeah. So for those people that keep saying, and I don't listen, I'm not going to do this. I told y'all, listen, fandom is fandom, standom is standom. I don't do that.
This did break the ice, though.
Thank you, Lord have
There's
mercy.
a stereotype that West Coast niggas can't handle, that they're too sensitive and they can't handle just battle rapping, just the battle rap or bars, exchange just for bars without threatening somebody's life, And what this proved is that's not the case,
Oh,
the fact that Joey's there. He's making light. Big Sean is making light.
Vaughn.
Ray Ron is making light.
Yeah.
It shows that, okay, people don't have to worry about the West having their run in hip hop.
Well, okay, let me say something real quick to that. I'm glad we've moved on forward. And like I said, when I was yelling at them niggas on Clubhouse, because I had a lot of prison technology niggas call themselves trying to check me on a fucking nerd app. When we was talking about, what did niggas say to me?
You better check in, nigga.
I said, get your ass off this nerd app. Yo, civilians should be talking about street shit.
Don't talk about no street shit.
Nigga, get your ass off of these Fed-ran apps with your prison thumb
niggas
technology
like
out there.
You left us on the street, nigga.
Shut your dumb ass up. So I love it. I always want all of the street niggas to get the fuck out of the way. I get sick of you niggas. Just like I don't like the blue vest niggas always trying to dictate what the streets are. Nigga, you a nerd. It's okay to be an L7. It's a square. It's a life I lead. It's a life that Sin leads. It's a life that most people lead. But one thing I'm very happy about.
Because I do love my square life.
Yeah. I want niggas to talk about hip-hop and bars, and I want all of you ashy neck street niggas to shut the fuck up. I do. I'm just saying that. I want to put that out there before we get into this, because right now I will say I do like where some of the West Coast MCs was just keeping it on bars. I did see an interview with Daylyte. He said, it's just bars. I love what Joey said in the conversation. Joey also... he took command of the conversation from his end with this particular verse, because he said This ain't got nothing to do with about the West. And he said, the one thing he said about the no-fly zone shit. He said, I don't care about it not being a no-fly zone. He said, I ain't got to move much or something to pack light. You know, the schemes, the setups was fire. So, listen, I'm all for it. And you guys got to get into it. Y'all got to get into the hip-hop shit. We got to have the rap conversations. Look,
and it brought it back that the rap is not just about numbers.
Yeah, I listen.
Because I mean, that people you're getting raped on streaming platforms anyway.
Yeah,
a nigga could get 10 million listeners on a stream and not get paid shit, and then their album sell 1,000 units or some shit like that. So to be fair, because of what happened to the music market, shit is all over the place right now.
Yeah.
So I am glad that people are just focusing back on the art, the love of the art, the love of engaging with each other and having fun, and that's good.
Oh, shouts out to Vic. Thank you so much. Because I was trying to hop online because I wanted to read the lyrics to you all, but he says here, Vic says, I ain't got to book no flight to pack light. I said, come on, Joey. All right now. And those people that are like, oh, that wasn't nothing. Trust me, this is going to push Daylyte to take it to the next level. Bar up, niggas. Bar up. Build the Bob the builder. Build it shit up. Build it all the way up. Sin and I, we do enjoy the hip-hop, but I'm not going to lie to you all. Sin and I, we definitely had fun with the Drake and Kendrick shit because y'all know we was talking about bars, we was talking about schemes, we was talking about tactics, we was talking about strategy, and we was talking about goofs. We was talking about people where they mess up at.
Yeah. Like, I like the Coolio Bravo guy because he was on point when he said Drake is a B+ rapper, but Kendrick is an A+ rapper.
Oh, yeah.
And that's because Drake can give you moments. I think he brought a lot of bars in W, for example, but when he's going up against somebody like a Kendrick Lamar or even someone like a Pusha T,
yes,
you see the issues that come into play for him.
Yeah, so you gotta think.
I agree with you. Like hip hop, literally, what y'all saw last year, it shows y'all that hip hop has the ability to outshine any music genre, but there's a problem in hip hop that needs to go away.
Yes.
And that's that death karma. The killing and shit. Like, niggas, once they start rapping, you gotta leave that other shit alone.
Yeah.
King Vaughn and Pop Smoke is a perfect example of that, even with drill music. Pop Smoke had a luxury angle that he brought with drill music. It wasn't just about killing or anything. He had a great voice and all that. Now he's not here.
Yeah.
And King Vaughn made his situation sound very poetic, but he's not here either. So, and then we had the Tupac and Biggie situation. So it's good for people to focus just on the music and have fun. And so, you distracted me, Town 90. You said Drake is a B- rapper. That's what I'm saying. We need to have these type of conversations.
Yeah.
That's fun. You said B-.
Man, that's what I was like, roasting them street niggas on Clubhouse before we got kicked out. Nigga, shut your ass up with that white shit out the side of your mouth. Go walk your mouth, nigga. I said, nigga, the sport, no diddy, involves the guys using their mouths. No diddy. But
that was where we paused, Prince.
That's why I put 2 out there. But nah, because if you think about it.
No Puffy, no Brother Love.
Yeah. Listen, also shouts out to Dime a Dozen. Dime a Dozen used to go back and forth, bar for bar with Joey Badass. Shouts out to the legacy of the pro era too, by the way. I thought that was a fantastic ensemble with Capital Steve, Dime a Dozen, Joey Badass.
And also, Dime, if you ever want us to just showcase some of your music
Come
on our
on,
live,
shouty.
Let us know.
What's the name of your EP, your joint you dropping right now too? But y'all give it up to Dime a Dozen. Go check his music out. Dime a Dozen, you do have that opportunity to share your link in the chat too, by the way.
And now, this one thing I do like about New York niggas. I do like New York niggas most of the time, like on the net and shit. Like people everybody talk shit and there's no problem.
I do give it to them on that.
I gotta give it to y'all on that.
Yeah, I give it to them on that.
Because even when we to joke around and talk shit about New York niggas, they always come back with their jokes and clapbacks and stuff
really,
in the
that's
chart.
why niggas in the South ain't got no sidewalks, son.
That was funny. That nigga called in to Prince and said, niggas in the South don't have no sidewalks.
So thank you for being on the phone so I can cook you live. But I love it. Listen, I love it. I got to give it to Joey Joseph. Joey Badass. Listen, look, I said, look, man, y'all gonna have to do something here because y'all gonna have to step it up. All right, okay, Dime a Dozen says solely yours, and it drops Friday. Y'all go follow Dime a Dozen on Twitter/X. He's dropped his link into the chat right now. By the way, fantastic rapper, very, very cohesive artist. Dime a Dozen definitely puts me in the mindset of the mood of where rap needs to go. I'm hearing a lot of people talking about rap sucks. You got Dime a Dozen out there. You got Eric the Architect. You got Pivot Gang.
You got California Tuesday. You got Brandy Kane.
Yeah, California Tuesday, Brandy Kane. You got Kenny Mason right now out there as well. Like, we just did a little coverage, a little podcast not too long. Well, we did something yesterday or a couple of days ago where we talked about some of the new talent coming out of Atlanta too, by the way.
Also, Prince Caliber clapped back at New York niggas. New York niggas talking about sidewalks. Meanwhile,
come on,
they got no front yards.
Come on, Caliber. Come on, Caliber for the clutch. Robert Ory Caliber coming in for the 3-point.
Say y'all New York niggas don't got no front yards.
Yeah, so hey man, listen. All right. So here's the thing, man. Look, I'm enjoying it. I love what Ray Vaughn is bringing to the conversation. That it's hip hop. Again, y'all know how I feel. Hey, y'all know some of the background stuff I've shared personally concerning family and street La Familia. But I think when it comes to the art, all of you Draco carrying AK 9mm having niggas, exit the room.
Also, tomorrow at 9 a.m., we will premiere the D-Boy music. Who did it better?
Yes.
Jeezy or Pusha T. That's going to be on Wednesday at 9 a.m. So y'all check that out tomorrow. It was pre-recorded, I believe, on May 8th or something like that. But anyway, y'all going to enjoy that.
Yeah.
So getting back to this, I do agree with everything you just said, Prince.
Yeah, so look, I get it, and I catch y'all niggas. Some of y'all are being slick. Y'all trying to move the conversation. You saw how fast they tried to move the conversation past this verse.
So yeah, he all right. So anyway, let's get back to talking about Kendrick's concert.
I'm like, no, niggas. We're not doing that. Because they tried that shit with Euphoria. Remember that? They tried that shit with that, but
don't switch
don't
up,
do that
guys.
now. Don't do that, y'all.
When industry niggas was trying to be cute
and move past Euphoria.
And move past Euphoria, Prince and I said, don't do that.
Yeah, we had to roast Cam and Mace.
We said that was some amazing lyricism, and I was like, especially you, Mace, you should know better. But that's water under the bridge. So, let's not overlook the fact that Joey Badass did his thing for this cypher.
Yeah. So now Daylyte and Ray Vaughn, y'all gonna have to deliver something spectacular. And this is the art of battling. Each opponent, man or woman, pushes the next person to be the best. Ask Ketchum. I want to be the very best.
I want to be the very best.
That no nigga ever was.
Nigga ever was.
I don't know the rest of the song.
You made me forget the rest of the song.
I don't know the rest of the song.
Pokemon.
All right.
Oh, you my best friend.
In a rap world that never ends.
Yeah.
All right. So and also I will say this. Let's go back. Let's take it back to Ab Soul and what we said about Big Sean here. Between Ab and Big Sean, Ab and Sean there was some friendly camaraderie there. Friendly competition, friendly competitive spirit. And look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Sitting down, we talked about this before. There is too much sensitivity in rap.
Yeah, and even in media, like, niggas can't joke. A hush. A hush. We supposed to be black. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all forget about Def Comedy Jam and shit?
Yeah.
Come on now. We do not know people with sticks up our asses. We supposed to have fun and joke and shit. Everybody try to be so super serious on the mic.
Yo, Sean, for real, tell Shorty on the mic she gotta chill, man. Yo, homeboy, I don't know you, but watch your mouth.
All right. So yeah, I actually, that has made me very, very, very irritated, borderline angry, because rap shouldn't be this sensitive in a sense of jokes, puns, bars, similes, metaphors, rhyme schemes, triple entendre flows,
Y'all see
triplet, couplet rhymes.
Y'all see what happens when people get too serious? Family Matters, Drake was taking himself too serious. He lay back and have some fun.
But let's talk about what Whitney needs. That's damn.
Whitney needs.
Drake,
hands on your knees.
Drake, come back.
Day
man.
free. I was thinking about. I'm not gonna lie though.
Yeah.
That day free, when he said day free, you want to know why it was hard?
What?
It reminded me of the Soul Train.
Oh yeah.
Soul Train.
Do it again, see.
Soul Train. I'm like, oh my god, day free. So.
Yeah, man, but no, it's been listen, and that's my critical indictment of what's been going on in rap, and even the media that's covering it. Oh my God, y'all are some stuffy bitches. I get so tired. Don't shade it, don't shade that. This do that. Oh goddamn, where we gonna have fun at? Cause Trump's saying everything he want to say. Elon doing everything he want to do, but now the black niggas can't talk on the mics.
That's what I'm saying. These crackers are saying whatever the fuck they want. Like, yo, like, we need to be fun again.
Man, let's have fun. So I want to give a double, quadruple, major pain salute to Sean, to Ab, and most definitely Joey. Joey is pushing the line forward with everything right now, and I fuck with the energy. All right, now my personal opinion, I've talked to Sin about this. I said, well, you know, some of the listeners are upset because they've never been roasted. They've never been in the cafeteria roast. All right,
that's true.
So they never been in like the snapping circles.
If you really grew up around black people, you won some, you lost some.
Yeah, some of you all grew up around African Americans.
We love y'all too, though. By the way,
all right.
Shout out to our one of our biggest overseas audience, the South Africans.
Yeah, not the ones that landed.
No,
we don't know you.
I got something to say about that. But
that is imported lice. Clean them seats.
How you gonna import obesity and then claim they being discriminated against?
Man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So no, if y'all see me talk the way I always get excited with these battles because it's fun, it's free, and specific. First of all, we have to put respect on Roxanne's name.
Yes,
we gotta put respect on the queen's name because she's the OG of battling.
She cooked KRS-One.
All right, she's the OG so much so that grown men want to fist fight a little girl.
She influenced Nas. You know, y'all can't just
Roxanne is Sin's auntie.
y'all can't just be. Y'all gotta respect the men and the women who created this space. You know.
Yes.
You can't just be stepping over the females. You can't step over Angie Stone. That's why. Look, I'm sorry, but I did give Big Sean 100 points for mentioning Angie Stone.
Yeah, a lot of people trying
100 points up.
He erased that black woman. All right, and she a pioneer of hip hop, R&B, and soul. All right, so you know, you guys don't understand why Sin and we had so much fun doing the Drake and Kendrick, and even when Joey came back and he was doing his stanky leg dance with the rulers back. I said, "All right, Joey, come on outside." But Lord have mercy. For a sport that was literally built on bars, punchlines. Rap is literally the only vocal art form that involves drama and comedy overtly.
And remember, vibe music was already in hip hop early on too. Because you know, Planet Rock. I mean, he wasn't doing no complex bars.
No,
he wasn't saying shit.
Rock,
Planet Rock, Don't Stop.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so when I look at vibe artists, I'm like, you know,
they've been around.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if you go look at the early 80s, I mean, why do y'all think like LL Cool J, Run DMC, and Rakim was so important?
I feel like Snoop Dogg is a vibe artist.
He is.
He's a vibe artist.
He has a really great voice.
A 1, a 2, a 3 into the
4, right? But we
that nigga said 4 like we didn't know he was gonna say 4. Nigga, you gonna say 1, 2, 3 into the.
It was a captivating voice that came out. It took the whole.
Snoop does have one of the best voices in hip hop.
Yeah, he does.
Right. But no, listen, Sin and we like to have fun. We enjoy the rap. We thought Kendrick was funny. He was fucking hilarious. At times he was spooky on Meet the Gram. So when he dropped that shit, that's creepy nigga, but whatever. But outside of that, I think people have been getting too serious about every fucking thing. You know, Sin and we, you know,
I mean,
like
Prince and I try to be humorous even with dark topics.
Yeah, like, you know, and I don't have the temperament because if a nigga keep try to tell me this shush and hush, I'm gonna roast them. Shut the fuck up. All right, through this app. So Sid and I, we enjoyed what was taking place with Joey Badass. I like that Joey had a sense of humor. That's one thing he kept doing. It was, hey, this is funny. This is fun. This is everything that we're going to be doing. He said, yeah, I went to some Diddy parties, but I ain't never seen a freak off.
I did, because, I did ask. I don't know if it was an inappropriate question, but,
come on.
Listening to the trial with Diddy, y'all hear the reports. It was an important question. I just said that. I hope you didn't let him put it in.
Yeah.
The back door or whatever. I just asked him.
Joey said, hold on
Joey
now.
said no.
And he didn't even pause himself.
He said, I didn't go to no freak-off parties.
Yeah, did you hear him in that battle? He didn't even pause himself.
Yeah, I didn't hear no hesitation, so it could be true.
Yeah, so, and also I do want to say this because there's a lot
good job on that.
Yeah, man. Look, I'll tell you this. The reason why this is fantastic as far as, niggas having confidence. Because I keep telling you all, the reason why so many niggas were relying on violence and Draco talk, those are a lot of them are low self-esteem niggas. They can't take a joke, but they fucking on your mama. They can't take a joke, but they fucking on your bitch. They can't take a joke.
I'm so with you on that. Don't be talking about media and hip-hop being disrespectful and y'all niggas talk about fucking on another nigga's bitch and all that shit. Like, I can't, up to your point, I hate when people, say whatever the fuck they want to say and say some outlandish shit, but then try to censor everybody else online. Yeah, that doesn't make a lick of fucking sense.
Man, when them little criminal niggas used to try to nigga technology
I
us.
I fuck on the bitch. I grabbed her here.
I said, who you talking to?
I put some Molly in the and then they online, yo, y'all need to show respect.
Yo, who you talking to, nigga? Before we carve you up on stage, nigga. Who you talking to? All right, so I love it. I love the energy. I am hoping the stand-em doesn't ruin the sport. I hope, with the energy that both Daylyte and potentially Vaughn, right? Because look, Vaughn, because I talked to Joey Badass, Sin and I talked to Joey Badass online. We was adding that nigga. I said, Vaughn, he stepped over you, nigga. He just Ty-Lued you, all right? He was AI in this moment, and he stepped over you, nigga. He went right after Daylyte, all right?
You gotta come back with some
heat. You gotta come back, Vaughn, because I know Vaughn been sitting down with E-Bro. What'd he say? He said, Joey's career on my level. I told Sid, did I tell you? I said, Joey coming back outside.
No, you did. After you saw that interview with Vaughn, you said Joey's gonna come back outside.
I said, Joey coming back outside. He career on my level. Boopity boop. I said, that's so funny. Look, I find sitting out.
Dante said, I'm positive Ray's gonna be dropping.
I'm looking forward to it.
Are we looking forward to it?
We'll talk about his stuff too. Y'all gotta understand, when you covering the battles, gone are the days of, I'm not saying he washed up and out of the way. Shouts out to the legend Sway in the morning. But people like Sway, when they really used to cover battles, they covered the diss records. They didn't overly lean into stand-up. Now, you got stand-up when you got over to Elliott Wilson.
Sway made me laugh, though, when he had Iggy on his show, and he know that bitch couldn't rap. Yo, let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story, Sway. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me tell you the story. Wait, hold on.
So you mean it, go ahead.
Yeah. Yo, let me tell you a story.
They talk like that in Australia?
Yo, I walked to the store. Yo, let me tell you a story.
Okay.
And when you saw Sway's face and T.I. got scared.
Oh,
bro, you couldn't pay me to have somebody embarrass me like that. I ain't gonna sign nobody if I can't bring them to the station and they can't do a freestyle or a cipher. Shit, resetting off a Blueberry or iPhone or some shit.
Yeah. Yo, keep the art going. And I'm just being honest with you all. Because I always tell y'all folks, man, I don't play any games about the art. Right. Leave the art alone. But I will say this, street niggas, I am sick of you niggas. Y'all are ruining everything. Then some of you niggas got the nerve to start podcasts. And then now y'all on the podcast G-checking everyone.
The police be G-checking them because they be telling about their crimes.
Yeah, so nigga.
And then they get RICO'd.
Yeah, so nigga can diss everyone, but nobody can respond back.
Hey, I mean, the karma is they talking about their crimes on Adam 22.
That's why all that other shit took place.
I know.
Yeah, that's why all that other shit took place. But
also, it's not that. Remember, East Coast niggas got locked up too for being on VAD.
Yeah.
Some of them East Coast niggas went to prison because they was talking too much on Rad TV. Some of the Southern niggas too.
Oh yeah, that was a big thing. No, that was a big thing. Listen, I'm telling y'all real quick. It's not to say that there is no place for the likes of artistic greats lyrically. Again, I don't know these niggas as people, but I'm just saying what Coogee Rap brought in, when he was rapping his narrative tales with the Giacana stories and things like that, or when we talk about, when Rakim talked about what it was like to be a stick-up kid, when Nas talked about it, when Jay-Z talked about being the Dope Boys poster child, when Raekwon talked about it, Ghostface talked about it as well. That has always been there, but when it gets into the point where you guys are interrupting the flow of the art, I can't do it. So that's why I really, just to say, whoever you support, I really respect this cipher here. This is hip hop, all right? And them niggas should know what time it is, to quote Kendrick, all right? But nah, I do get tired of a lot of the sensitive stand-em and the street niggas that are online trying to direct traffic. You cannot do it, all right? You can't. And not trying to be funny, you niggas had your time with drill, all right? Y'all had 15 years of drill.
I'm glad that drill is over because most of it was bad. It was just garbage music. And then the two niggas whose music I did like, I understand King Von was allegedly a real killer. But King Von and Pop Smoke had the best music out of that whole scene, and then they weren't there, so it was like, it wasn't no point. But also, let's get into some Ab-Soul and his bars on the Red Bull Cypher. And it could have been his idea to even get it together, so he looked like he may have been an architect of this. But what was some of your thoughts of Ab and what he did?
Well, it's very important for him to be the ambassador right now in the consigliere that he is for the West. Shouts out to Read My Soul, too, by the way. Check out his YouTube channel. Shouts out to him in the chat. I think Ab-Soul, look, I listen. I know some people, I've already seen some of the comments online. I'm seeing some people get a little tight about it. I don't think that. I think it's very important for this energy to have some responsibility here, because you got to keep in mind, to the point that we talked about, we're past drill and we're past the Adam 22 culture, and we're past street instigation via podcasts and YouTubers. So for Ab-Soul to come in and basically, be an ambassador for the West Coast and say, look, this is just a friendly sport. There's really nothing going on here.
And
we just all having fun.
On tour. He's on tour.
He's on tour right now, right?
He's going to be.
Yeah, he's going to be on tour right now.
And going back to what you said, you saying being ambassador.
Yeah, I think that's a responsibility. I think that's very responsible, because it was, look, online, there's a lot of dustiness, and then we told you guys on our Patreon, Sin and I, we're not covering it. We already told y'all what was going to take place. I'm not going to be in the middle of covering a lot of this dustiness that's out here. All right. But I did like that Ab-Soul came, and I think it was. But go ahead.
Sometimes people like us bringing a broom to the dust.
I know, but I'm tired of sweeping. I'm not a pickaninny nigga. Right? I'm tired of sweeping.
Hello, my baby.
Yeah.
Hello,
I'm a Michigan J nigga.
Pickaninny niggas.
Tired of sweeping. Right?
Sweeping gets stressful.
It's too much. I mean, you see what's going on right now. I don't feel like covering any of that. Y'all gotta understand, like, the reason why I enjoy what I do, like, bro, that's the shit I grew up in. Like, so when we get to these apps and we do this production, we have fun. I enjoy what I do. I love talking about hip hop. We love talking about politics, different subjects. So, I didn't grow, and I'm not doing no shots, so don't take it personal, but I didn't grow up in the suburb with a fascination of inner city street lights.
Don't take it personal. Yeah. I'm just wanna be.
Yeah. So it's like, you grow up, you see a lot of this shit. You see the flags, you see the fucking Uzis and the Dracos and all this other shit, and the J's on the corner jigging and shit. So I'm not
you're not gonna be on the corner like jigging and shit. You're not gonna be, at the corner store. What we say up east, the bodegas. You're not gonna be out there. You know,
that's crazy. The first time I was in a bodega and I saw that cat up there, I was like, damn, it is true.
Yeah. All the bodegas have cats.
Yeah, because when Sin kept telling me about it, I was like, what are you talking about? What are you?
I said, go anywhere there's a Latina, Hispanic, go over there. You'll see cats.
Yeah, so.
They'll have it all in all their stores.
Nah, I enjoyed this. I like it. And, people got to respect the camaraderie. And I'm going to say this on the other side of the game. All right, here we go. We're going to get a little black man this year, right?
Oh, you go on red pill?
No. The motherfuckers are broke. Hell no. Okay? I enjoy the company of women. Hell no. Okay? But I will say, we don't see too many black men or / niggas, whatever you want to call yourself. You're free to do that. It's America. But we don't really see too much camaraderie with the fellas from different coasts in ciphers anymore. Like, Sin brought it up a while back. She was like, yo, what's up with the posse cuts?
Yeah, I'm like, haven't got it in a while now. That's true. You had someone from L.A. with someone from New York with someone from Detroit.
Yeah. Now, all y'all niggas got to do is make room for some of the women.
Red Bull, when we gonna get Megan and Doechii and so many other female underground mainstream?
Yeah, the real spitters.
Where you gonna get them on?
Yeah,
get them on.
But
where you gonna get Brandy Kane on?
Yeah, shouts out to BK. Kane is in the building. Crenshaw and the Lamert Park people. Shouts out to Billion Godson too, by the way, out there as well. And Dwan B. Shouts out to Dwan B. Y'all support him too, by the way. Support his channel. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this. This guys coming from different coasts and areas. But Absol, it is important of the message because, again, you have agitators and instigators. We told you guys about, 6 months ago, what was going to come. And there are people, they're looking to see other things happen right now.
It's not that surprising about what happened to Tory.
No.
You don't have to be that well versed on anything to know what was coming down the pipeline.
All right now, but
y'all go listen to our Patreon.
We talked about that on the Patreon
podcast.
Sin is right. Now go back to your point just to say this. Remember now, you and I, we before everything happened with Tory and some of the other stuff allegedly that he may have already done. I'm not even into Joyner Lucas's music like that. I think he's a better director for me personally. I think he's a fantastic director. He has
a great visual eye.
And I would love to see what he does with a sci-fi series or something.
I was done with him when he had that little nigga screaming.
Yeah!
With the fucking braids. Flopping in the air, talking to the old fat white dude.
Yeah, the white guy
the
was
whole
like,
fat cracker with the big ass belly like he was his daddy.
We your boss, boy. And then when you had the black nigga get up out the seat, we own chicken wings and watermelon. Oh my God.
I was done with Joyner Lucas bum ass when he had the nigga in braids flopping in the air and he said, and nigga, y'all had for chicken. Yeah, nigga, yeah, we got. And then the white guy was like, yeah, and you are bums. Y'all be on welfare. Yeah. And the black dude had no great comeback.
No.
And Joyner wrote that shit weird, so I wasn't fucking with that song.
Yeah.
I'm actually tired of that. I'm so glad that whole Starbucks let's talk about race shit is over. I was so sick of that time.
Yeah.
No offense, but even when Eminem was on To Pimp a Mayo phase, I was like, so I'm glad that is over.
Yeah, I feel Slim Shady didn't have to do it. He already made white America for me.
Yeah, that was better.
I'd say I'm all right, Slim. I appreciate your efforts, player. I think he's a fantastic, ambidextrous MC. I think he has some of the dopest cadences. The only person I would put above Eminem as far as syncopathic flows, cadence, and triple syllable rhymes, in rhymes is Crooked Eye and Tech Nine. All right, but outside of that, I don't really need this, but
I put Lupe too because he could also weave it into a story.
Lupe has one of the most unique ways of. One thing that's dope about Lupe, despite him showing up in our chat and cutting up, it is what it is. But Lupe uses something that you don't really hear too many MCs do except MF Doom. Lupe and MF Doom has some of the strongest onomatopoeias in rap. You know, the way they can take inanimate objects or they can turn a physical form into a hypothetical metaphor. What was it? Go back to Lupe when he did his freestyle with Styles P, and I can't remember who the other third guy was. I think, it was Styles P, Papoose, and Lupe. And Papoose and Styles P got busy. Styles P is my favorite nigga from D Block too, by the way. But Lupe, when he talked about, you know, the drive-bys pulling up by the knees and they shoot, the way he flipped that, Lupe has an incredible, damn near voodoo way of using onomatopoeias in hip-hop. And the only other guy that I've seen being able to do it at that level is the late, great MF Doom.
Also, everybody said, what about Royce? Royce is fire.
Royce da 5'9" is fire. I think Royce da 5'9" has stepped into more of a positive frame mind. I told y'all I thought drunk Royce, alcoholic Royce da 5'9", that was a scary, dangerous MC nigga. All right, even when he got at Joe Budden, when he was going at Mr. Fab, I told y'all the story. Y'all go look up the history of Mr. Fab versus Royce da 5'9". Mr. Fab, don't get me wrong, he's dope. He said some funny stuff about Malcolm X and Kreayshawn, but that's another story. But nonetheless, though, Mr. Fab is a Bay Area legend. The Baydestrian, the work that he put in with Mac Dre and the Thiz Nation niggas. But they had a freestyle, I believe it was in Detroit, and for whatever reason, Royce goofed, right? And you gotta, when Mr. Fab does his freestyles, he's like a Bay Area version of what Lil Flip does in Houston. If Lil Flip can rhyme for 13 and 20 minutes straight, Mr. Fab does the same shit. So when it came to that, as a performer, Mr. Fab always takes the rank on that. But Mr. Fab was going on like, yeah, I buried that nigga in his own land. You know, he kept dissing it. And finally, alcoholic Royce came out he came outside and he did a classic track called Who Got Bodied. And Joe Budden at the time said, I thought the battle was embarrassing. And so during the beat switch, he does the pump it up beat and he says, I'll do this beat to show Joe Budden I'll murk him too. I thought, look, alcoholic Royce was something. It was something to be dealt with. That's what I said. Alcoholic Royce versus Lupe Fiasco is to me a more interesting battle.
What would you classify Ab-Soul?
Ab-Soul, he is a Rain Man nigga. Okay, I want to put that out there, but Ab-Soul has some very, very, very strong, powerful similes and metaphors. That's where he shines to me personally, is with his metaphors. Very poetic, Stevie Wonder, third inner sight type, inner vision type nigga. All right, so I do agree with Daylyte where he said he felt, it was funny to me, he said he feel like Ab-Soul is pulling his bars from the ancestors, right? So, is he capable of a battle? I think I would classify Ab-Soul as a sleeper weapon. I think he has to get angry. I think he has to get irritated with something. But when he starts rapping with a little bit more pit, like when he did the verse with Coyote, I think we was getting a taste of what Ab-Soul, where he could go. I don't think we've ever seen Ab-Soul aggressive. So I always say you got to watch those type of niggas. I call them sleepers. Like you can step on them niggas and they might come out the bag on you with something. It's actually what I warned about Drake when they was feeling arrogant. I says, niggas like Kendrick, they deal in narrative, descriptive, highly descriptive adjectives when it comes to storytelling. You have to be careful with niggas like that because I said at the beginning of the battle, along with Sin, they will turn you into a muse, and that's exactly what Kendrick did to Drake.
So you're saying they splinter cell niggas?
Yes. So no, Ab-Soul is I think he's a sleeper. I think if, especially right now with the chip that he has on his shoulder, it would be interesting if he got into a battle with somebody. If somebody feels like they would slide out on him, I think you would get a more aggressive Ab-Soul. But he's very. I always notice with Ab-Soul, his metaphors are very strong. Where he's taking likes and asses and things like that, and he's putting them together. He paints you a picture, and people sleep on his entendre game. He has a lot of multi-syllabic double and triple entendre. Actually, sometimes Ab-Soul is rhyming straight in just entendres a lot of times. So you have to pay attention to those things. That's what I said when I'm hearing rappers, you know, I'm listening to something else. I'm like, that nigga ain't gonna do nothing. That nigga ain't gonna do nothing on the mic. But that other nigga, you might want to be careful with that nigga. Who else you got?
Let's even go back. What would you say about Roxanne?
Roxanne, I think Roxanne had very, very, very clear pronouncing vocalization. Okay, it's like when I told you about your vocal palette. It's very distinct. A lot of times when I'm working with Sin's audio, I don't have to clean much. You know, she's very clear, crisp, and her voice cuts through a lot of things. Roxanne's voice and it was just like this little cute aggressive voice. So when she dissed you, it was that more embarrassing because she was getting bars off. So I think people were sleeping on the early game of the punchliners. You know, I know people like to get past the Lord Finesse and the Tyreeks, and then they get up to Cassidy or Big L before we get to Cassidy. But I think people sleep on Roxanne's punchline abilities. I think she was one of the founding mothers of it, my personal opinion. And I think that's one of the reasons why you saw so many men go harder on her. You know, where they want
I slapped the shit out this little bitch.
Yeah, but no, she was a very she was a very commanding MC at such an early age. You know, you don't really some people on the microphone, they're just not commanding. You know, that's why I said, you know, what we doing here? You know, and sometimes people got to get lit up. Some people got to have a battery in their back, and then some people when they get out the gate, they just on fire.
Where you put Nikki?
Well,
Nikki's very theatrical too. So where will you put Nikki at? You better come correct, or the barb's gonna get you.
I'm just gonna block them. All right, nigga Minaj. No, Nikki is. I think she's a multifaceted MC. I think she should be given a lot more credit than some of the people what they've tried to give Drake in the past. I think, my personal opinion, I'll just say this. This is unbiasedly. I've always said, Sin and I, we've always said that Megan is a commanding MC. Megan is like a very sexual, sensual, energetic flow of Queen Latifah. You know, if you think I'm lying, go listen to Queen Latifah's No Name Calling Part 2, where she was yanking Foxy Brown up by her hair.
She beat Foxy bad.
Did nobody want to battle Queen Latifah? I felt Meg Thee Stallion had that capability. To Nicki Minaj, if you go read the lyrics of Bigfoot, Nicki was bringing a lot of heat. The problem is that she started tweeting online and she was listening to Joseph Budden.
She becomes very insecure with battles. I've never seen her confident in a battle. She wasn't confident with Remy either. And
right.
And I don't know why you would go to Joe Budden for beats. No disrespect. Joe Budden is a top tier lyricist, but for beats,
no.
People go and cry about Nas. If you cry about Nas pertaining to beats, why would you go to Joe Budden?
Hey, Joe Budden shit is the Trail of Tears, nigga. No, because I always said, like, because look, Joe was people sleep like Joe Budden was one of the first like alternative proto emo niggas. You know, sometimes the nigga would rhyme on Renegade, but then sometimes the nigga is like freestyling for 7 minutes on an Incubus track. Then the nigga will finish off on Creed.
You said graveyard shit, production.
Yeah. So when she was like, they was like, yo, Joe is giving her advice. I said, oh, fuck.
We knew she was going to lose that.
But if she would have took her time.
And trust her instincts when she tried to go to Memphis for beats.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Now,
if she would have took her time and saved the punchlines and didn't release them a day early on Twitter, Nicki would have won the first round against Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion had a beautiful video. She looked fantastic in it, but it would be Nicki's response to a warning track. That's what his is. I do believe, though, Megan's potential next track would have been a knockout banger. But she didn't feel the need to release anything because Bigfoot fell flat.
And Megan already had her toured up when she said Megan's Law. Well, I mean, this is, rest is history, but Megan was confident and she came through with Hiss. And if Megan consistently brings that type of confidence even to her albums and music, because remember, Hiss was a throwback to the type of confidence we heard when she came out with the mixtape Tina Snow.
You are absolutely right about that. But Nicki does everything else well. The only thing is the battles have not been favorable for her since Lil' Kim's Black Friday.
Yeah. Also, Diego said, you think Nicki would have won if she did that, Prince?
I don't know if she would have won. I know that it would have, depending on what Megan would have done afterwards, but between the first round of Hiss and the potential concept of Bigfoot, from what I saw when I read the lyrics, the punchlines, and everything that she had, even her scheme, her setup scheme, even how nasty, look, I know people don't like it, but when she said dancing on your dead mother, like, that's nastiness that we saw when Cupcake handled Sukihana. When she talked about pushing her kids back in her womb. Look, I know people.
Cupcake is a confident rapper,
that's a deadly nigga right there. Cupcake, seeing you right. No, Cupcake is a deadly motherfucker right there. That is a nigga that you better come correct with. But I think, I know that would have brought a more ferocious side out of Megan. That's why I was hoping for Nicki to have, for this time, I was hoping for her to have a moment in a battle, and then that would have pushed the other side of Megan to come outside too. And then that actually would have changed the scope of both of their legacies, because if Nicki is like really boxing in a battle, I think to some degree, some of the discrediting that has happened with her as of recently, it wouldn't have been an issue. And I think Megan would have had something to sink her teeth into. But I felt we always told y'all Meg Thee Stallion is a very deadly MC, and I think even man or woman that get in the ring with her is going to be a real fight.
Where would you put J. Cole? I want to put people that you I feel that you don't. I feel like you don't like their music as much. Where would you put J. Cole, lyricist wise?
I think he's a talented peacock MC. I think if you're talking about rhyming, rhymes on top of rhymes on top of rhymes that rhyme with other rhymes, and then you got your pockets, and it's sentence A not rhyming with sentence B but rhymes with sentence C but don't rhyme with sentence D. That's your nigga right there. All right. I think sometimes for me, I feel like J. Cole is a glorified lyrical miracle vibe artist, and I don't, I think he can get busy. That's why at the very least, when Badass was taking shots at Cole, I said, well, I mean, there's no danger of death between you and Joey Badass.
He ain't coming outside.
Maybe you are scared of the blues and the reds. Okay, I get it. But come on, Joey Badass ain't gonna he ain't like, yeah, we gonna kill this nigga when he come to Brooklyn. Like, come on. That's why I just
J. Cole getting some pizza in Brooklyn, you would still be able to ride your bike.
Still be able to ride your bike. You can even have a conversation with the nigga, but because I get it. Some niggas with the red, even if the front nigga cool, the side niggas be upset.
Where would you put Drake?
Look, all right, all jokes aside, I think Drake has been, over the years, I think he's been lazy. I think, he's acquired so much so quickly. But I think, look, I have my suspicions about Drake, but do I believe he's written some things? Yes. Do I feel like he's written the things that people really celebrate him for writing? No.
For what the things that that he did write, where will you put him? What type of style does he have?
I agree with old boy Cooley. I think he's a solid B rapper, on his own.
And what's his style?
Drake's style, I keep telling folks, I feel like it's a bit of it's a bit of a distilled version of what Nelly was doing on Country Grammar. Does that make sense to you all?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ali said that, you know, he's written some things for Nelly, but he did say Nelly does write. And
the FBA Journal started, so he said, what did he write? Can we give an example?
How am I supposed to know? I'm not Lucien Grange. Nigga, how am I supposed to? You asking the wrong one, FBA. I don't know, nigga.
FBA,
that's what I'm asking. Because I'm like, is this an Enron situation?
We've never worked in that industry before, so we don't know.
We don't know, nigga.
We don't know.
But if we're just going on face value, I think Drake has a very, I think he has a very sellable style where he will incorporate, you know, aspects of, because if you kind of look at it, he kind of speaks like a Degrassi Jay-Z, lifestyle Jay-Z. We're not talking about dope boy, coke boy, street anthem, streets is watching Jay-Z. That's a different type of Jay. But it's kind of like a little brother of Jay-Z, you know, I'm sonning you rappers and all this other type of stuff. Like the most I heard him really talk his shit was after what he did to Meek Mill when he did the Summer 16. You know, when he said, I'm not even from around here. How y'all let me run it down here? I said, oh, all right, I get it. But where I put him, in what regards? What do you mean, like a category?
No, what style? Like, yeah, what you say, like you said, he got some of the lifestyle rhyming schemes of Jay-Z, but he brings it into his personal life of that, you know, boys meet world, you know, usually about women, people who hate him, and the material success he has.
I think he's a digestible rapper for in the gender neutral space and in racial neutral space too. Because I was in San Antonio, some Mexicans felt like they were black listening to Drake,
and people from Middle East and everything.
Yeah.
All right, where would you put Kendrick? What type of style does he have?
That's a dangerous nigga. I always told you, that's a dangerous nigga. That nigga pen game is on some witchcraft shit. But Kendrick is a very transformative player when it comes to lyricism. So he has a bit of Andre 3000 in him, a bit of Big Boy. He has a bit of some of the sonics or the harmonics of what you've seen where they've placed Snoop vocally at times. Kendrick, he throws his voice a lot. Kendrick throws his voice a lot. He really uses all measures of his voice. He has some Tech 9 in him. You know, people sleep on that. There's some influence of Slim Shady. But I do feel as a writer, you know, if you read, because I like to read what a rapper writes. If you read how his poetry is laid out, I do believe he has one of the more prolific pens we've seen in hip hop, my personal opinion. And I think I was looking at an interview with Terrence Martin, and some of the things he was adding to his particular jazz record, Drones. I think Kendrick is a lot more musically inclined as a writer, songwriter, and MC than people give him credit for. You know, so you know, and he uses his voice like an instrument. For some people, they love it, and some people they hate it. I particularly love a lot of what he does. And I think a lot of times with Kendrick, he moves pretty quickly. So that's why people sometimes they had to come back to his records and they'll say like, oh, okay, I think I might have been rushing it a little bit. And I think he's the biggest risk taker out of the hip hop class that we've seen from this era.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, giant risk taker. Risk taker.
The two biggest risk taking albums he did was To Pimp a Butterfly and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Oh, he does have some Wayne influence too, by the way, and Lauryn Hill too, by the way. So yeah, absolutely. But I think Kendrick, because he does things so effortlessly, I do feel sometimes in the sentiment of the general public, they devalue what exactly it is that he's doing. That's why I was cooking Lupe, because I said he's a prolific writer, and you know damn well what that nigga's doing with the pen. That's the only reason why we got on Lupe's skateboarding ass. No Diddy.
Where do you put Logic?
Oh, man, Logic is, I don't know, it's something that feels, it's almost like he's out of time.
Oh, is it because you do the boom bap shit a lot?
Yeah, I think my personal opinion. I've had my jokes about Logic, but I don't hate him like Joe Budden does. Okay, I don't know what that is about.
Joe Budden just hates people out of nowhere because at first he was defending. I know some of y'all may have forgotten, but he used to defend Logic.
Yeah.
And when Jonah wanted to put hands on Logic, he actually came through as a mediator and said maybe Logic didn't know about your idea that was taken or something like that. And then all of a sudden, I wake up one day, I fucking hate Logic. I'm like, he woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Look, when I hear Logic rap, he is a better rhymer than Drake. He is a better MC than Drake. I think Logic, though, I always felt like he should flesh out the production or the sonics or the atmosphere. Sometimes it's not always that people are devaluing you in the sense like they don't want to hear what you got to say. It's like what I said about Ab Soul. I said I think Ab Soul should be more experimental with his production, because that bass joint he got, that's a more experimental production. I've listened and heard a lot from Ab Soul. I think he should step into a unique space since he's already a third-eyed blind nigga. All right, but with Logic, I think Logic he does enjoy the vintage boom bap, and I think at times he's rhymed over sounds that he enjoys a lot. But I do think he should diversify, or should have, over the time, because I don't know where he's going to take it. But to the point, just to say this, and I'm gonna let you do your thing. I think Logic should have diversified his portfolio, and then some of the stuff just didn't land well.
He recycles too many sounds from other people, and he doesn't do it in a way that Drake early on did it successfully.
You talking about Still Like an Artist
before people called him out?
Yeah,
like Drake shit had better production. Yeah. It was at better stories, better lifestyle. Rappers out with Logic. Even when I heard his debut album, it was like it sounded like Good Kid, Mad City.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you're a big fan of Frank Sinatra and Quentin Tarantino. I feel like, okay,
sample it.
Put that more into your shit.
Tell some stories.
And then he went all the way pop and production, and it just didn't sound good to me.
Oh yeah, listen, I agree. And Sin, you did a wonderful job breaking it down. Again, I don't know, maybe there's because our stuff lands in people's ears like at their point, like Logic or whoever, right? But I've always told you guys, Wale, I just felt if Wale had a little bit more kick, that hierarchy that everybody keeps talking about, like I said, lyrically aside concerning Kendrick Lamar, because I told you I think that nigga does something different. But if we're talking about the Seans, the Drakes, if Wale would have kept doing what he was doing, because Wale could make one thing I liked about Wale. Now, to your point, that's the opposite of Logic that he failed to do. Wale can make any sound his, and he always was able to write a dope record around that particular sound.
Most of Wale's albums are really good.
Yeah, classic mixtapes. I think Wale is severely understated. That's why I really wanted Wale and J. Cole to get into it when Wale did that when J. Cole did that false prophet shit. I said, oh man, I hope Wale dissed this nigga. Like,
nigga, why you complaining? We all got feelings.
Yeah, because I feel Wale's records to me are more enjoyable. His albums are more enjoyable than J. Cole's. That's my personal opinion.
No, I'm with you 150%.
Yeah. See, you did, yeah.
I have most of Wale stuff on my playlist.
Yeah, because
not to diss Cole, I got Cole stuff on my stuff too, but Wale's music is just more buttery. His albums, it's just a nice listen all the way through. Most of them.
People be sleeping on Wale when he get in them flows, them pockets, back in the go mode, man. People sleep on Wale's flow schemes, his rhyming schemes, his similes, his metaphors, his setups, his punchlines. Yeah.
I wanna know. And he does really well with contemporary R&B.
I would actually say Wale's flow is like I said, going back to Lupe, it's kind of like liquid. It's very malleable. Like, y'all, I think people really sleep on what the fuck that nigga can bring to a verse. Who else you want to throw out there? This is good.
What do you think about Iggy? I'm gonna say, master.
You remember when they had that raggedy verse of hers floating around and nobody knew what it was, and it was one black man from Kim. It says, "Guys, I have decoded it," and then he played the detox shit, and everybody was like, "What?"
I'm gonna say, master.
But who else we had out there?
All right, let's do something.
Who else y'all want us to throw out there before we tie it up?
Vibe people. I want to go vibe. Let's
all right. So
let's go to Playboy Cardi. What would you describe his style as?
It's bad kid energy, very demonic kid energy.
Dennis the Menace,
but Chucky.
Oh, you feel even more like Chucky.
It's like some serial killer type
shit.
It
do feel like the Bride of Chucky too.
When I was
like he's looking for his queen.
Oh man, that'd be scary.
Which he may have found already, but yeah.
When I was listening to good music, or was it I Am Music? Yeah, I Am Music. When I heard Evil Jordan, I
did like Evil Jordan. I'm not gonna lie, because they also had that boom, the bass house,
that distortive shit.
Yeah, it's like a distorted house music sound.
Yeah, when I heard Evil Jordan, I knew that was going to be his single. I said that's going to be the nigga single, But very, very, very energetically demonic. But this Virgo nigga got a whole nother side to him as well, because he does the voice shit too. Because Playboy Cardi, he's got a similar style to Young Thug. He's off the branch of Thug and Future, but he got more vocal diversity. His tone palettes is a little bit more diverse, so he got 5 and 6 voice. He does the same shit vocally Kendrick does, but he does it with this vibe, distortive, demonic rage shit. That's what he does. I like him on
type shit.
Yeah, and he was
Future and Metro.
Yeah, it sounded like it was, but the nigga can make dope R&B records though.
Well,
him and Aba.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see what he come out with. He possibly collaborated on another track with Summer Walker. Where you put Lil Yachty?
Got a haircut.
Okay.
You open up the window.
I think when Yachty's not trolling, I think he is a decent rapper.
I did think he did a good pin game for Drake's song Opposites.
Now, from what I heard and understood, he's actually a pretty good songwriter. And I think the jumbo joint he gave Drake, he kind of helped him on it. I just felt like Drake's style was out of place with the record.
Drake's style with Yachty is dumb.
It don't work.
It's dumb.
It don't work.
I think Yachty was on a good when he was trying to put it into a female artist.
Yeah.
The energy of collaboration, I know that didn't go well.
Wasn't it Caribou?
Yeah, Caribou and him are not on good terms. I think if it fit better with a more comedic female energy, it didn't work well with Drake. Drake does well with like people like Quentin Miller. When you have people like Wayne, like when they have a template, a cultural template for him, Atlanta, Houston. That sounds good for him. But when he was doing Yachty style, though, it was dumb. It was making like Drake look like a creepy old man, like a doughy, creepy old man. It wasn't vibing well with some of the other styles that looked good on him. That did not look good on him.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard Yachty, I did think industry plant.
That's what you thought.
Look, it is what it is. I just pickable. I was like, oh man, that man's he's definitely got some vocal. I can't talk, but I'm just saying that, definitely. I have my jokes, but FBA Journal says Famous Dex over Yachty. I actually liked Famous Dex when he came out, but again, that was my acquired taste. It's unfortunate, he dissented in the manner that he did and being caught on camera beating the shit out of his woman in the hotel, so that wasn't cool. But up until then, I liked Famous Dex. But yeah, when Yachty first hit the scene, when he did the boat joint, was all my life.
I think that was
a nice little Toy Story record.
Yeah, I think he should have went more into children's stuff.
Yeah.
No, I did, because that boat song sounded like it could have been on Sesame Street.
I thought it could have been in Toy Story.
Like you said, all my life, with the boat shit. I was like, bro, you probably should start penning some lullabies and shit for children movies and Sesame Street and stuff like that.
Yeah, because when Yachty talks gangster, it sounds creepy.
It Right.
You're gonna maybe put a hammer on you and
Like
put it in your mouth.
when Yachty gets very serious, it sounds weird.
Don't make me kill you. Pickable, killing a nigga.
So I'm like, I don't know, man. But yeah, who else vibe artists? The Migos.
Yeah, go ahead. Go, because you've always talked about. We actually had a episode some years ago when we talked about the Migos and we talked about Bone Thugs and Harmony, because there was some years ago where people kept comparing them and all that other stuff. So, but go ahead. What would you describe the Migos as?
Oh, yeah, some more background history to what Sin is saying. We started the conversation, and then Vlad asked them the question, because Vlad used to be all over our stuff, even filing claims on our shit that we didn't have none of his stuff in our videos. It was a weird time at that time. But then he asked a question about, I believe it was the Migos, and then I think either Busy went off. Somebody, man, that's not right. Busy went off, and that was
they
it.
supposed to be putting new music out, so shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh, yeah, they come on now. They the GOATs. They the GOATs.
To get back to it, what would you describe the Migos flows as? When you talk about Takeoff and Offset and Quavo.
Look, I feel they are more complicated vibe artists, but also I think as lyricists, I don't feel, a lot of times they get their credit.
Takeoff was a spitter.
Yeah, he was a spitter. Come on, because that joint Intruder, man, come on,
It's an intruder.
Yeah, but yeah, their flow pattern, and I always said the Migos as a trio, a Medusa-headed trio, they had a hypnotic flow about them. If you ever listen to how they rhyme and the pattern they're going, at some point the listener becomes hypnotized. And it reminds me, I think that's what people were picking up on when they compared, or when we brought up Bone Thugs and Harmony, but we weren't saying they were, either superior, greater than, or less than to Bone Thugs and Harmony. We brought up the idea that they have a hypnotic flow like Bone Thugs and Harmony. And then people made it about Bone Thugs versus Migos. And then y'all was pissed off a couple members of Bone Thugs.
Takeoff is an underrated lyricist.
Yeah, he was.
He was an underrated lyricist.
Yeah. It was interesting to see what he could have possibly grown into.
And sometimes he'll rhyme something that you didn't expect was coming next, but it sounded great.
Right, yeah. And, again, alternative styles, but we talked about that on our Atlanta video. And I said one of the problems with Atlanta, like we've seen in rap music, is that it's too much Draco talk. And y'all got to get back to y'all alternative genre-bending roots, not only in rap, but also in R&B as well. That's not what the city was bid on. Yeah, y'all go check
out our Atlanta video that we did on that, talking about that. Any last things you want to say, Prince, before we close out?
I think that's it. I think, Joy Badass showed out. It's going to be up to where Daylyte takes it for the next level. I know Vaughn don't like getting stepped over like Ty Lue, so he going to want to be coming back outside himself, because he's like, man, I'm new here, nigga. My name is in the manner as well, because you remember now, Vaughn did pick it up to respond directly to Joey Badass when he was rhyming over the Heart Part 6, which he did a fantastic job. And listen, like I stated before, y'all make sure y'all keep this a clean contact sport, because the fans understate and the listener understate their influence in these situations as well. People just put it all on the singers and the rappers, but fans and listeners start shit too. Just want to put that out there. So far, Joey Badass, Daylyte, and Vaughn, they are having a very clean lyrical boxing match. And Sin and I, we are really enjoying it. All right, so that's our hip hop podcast live stream audio video for today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, if you want Telemundo conversations about the back end stuff, y'all could go to our Patreon, of course. Behind the wall. And we're gonna just close out to the rap intro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we love you guys so much. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. Have fun. Keep the conversation going. For those people that are going to be listening to this on the rebroadcast, leave your comments below. Please debate each other. Really debate each other. I know some of y'all are going to say, but what about Tupac? Shouts out to y'all too, by the way. All right, y'all. We love y'all. We are out. Peace.
Tell Flex to drop a bomb on this shit. So many bombs ring the alarm like Vietnam on this shit.
I guess it's all over jealousy. I became what you could never be, the nicest, and why you niggas cherish me.
And I ain't taking no words back, I'm with all that. This ain't gotta turn to nothing else, let's keep it all rap.
Shadow band, blue bandana on Santana, soul sacrificing me kumpa. I had at the NS, I had at 15. What's pop?
Look, I had to switch the home team cause they committed treason. She say I'm the most beautiful nigga she ever seen. Black don't crack, my Glock forever 17. You see most niggas crack under pressure, but I'm a natural. The thing about living by the gun is you shouldn't have to.
Sitting at your window with a Big Mac. Ain't ashamed that I used to wear shacks cause I hit a home run, slide top 4 back.
Alpha beta hyphen, rate me with the Titans. Niggas want the beef till they meet the bison. Christ conscious passion with a triton like Poseidon.
You put me in a sticky predicament. I had to show solidarity to my syndicate. Come on, soul.
Y'all be in DMs begging these hoes, I feed off the dollar menu. Yeah, started off broke, now I got that money on blicky, I got it with me.
This rule is back, they been trying to measure up. Look, my name ain't Rick, but I talk slick, no pressure, love.
Yeah, it's Big Bag Junior, Mr. Pie Scraper. I'm the Lord's favorite, throw a lot of money, do a lot of saving.
I could never hate the West Coast, but since niggas coming for Joe, fuck it, then let's go.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I got some problem. I got some problem. I got some problem. Yeah. I got some problems. I got some problems. I got some problems. Yeah. I got some problems. I got some problems. I got some problems. Yeah. Goddesses be taking me hostage on odysseys. Pardon me, I got a little bit plastic, faster than normal. Call it a tick. Hopefully this nigga will warn you. First let me warn you. I got a problem with ignorance. Tis why I burn the bridge or just swim. If it's me versus them, it's gonna be them. Cause I've learned enough to know how to win. Pride high as a tide rise, trying to reach Pacific Rim. What lies beneath the lines then is a devil that lurks in sheepskin, who show more teeth than a wolf grin. Still got cold feet or you gon' dive in. Life's a movie, drive in. Drop top, let's begin. It could be me and you, or me and your friends. Now we up in the Ritz. Started off at the Days Inn steak, cheese, eggs, and grits. Some like for Tuesday, slim black sweats with some gray Timbs. Raider hoodie, Marshawn Lynch. Y'all done alienated the alienation, and if it's war of the worlds, call me Vader Zim. Y'all done alienated the alienation, and if it's the war of the worlds, call me Vader Zim. Cause goddesses be taking me hostage on odysseys. Pardon me, I got a little bit plastic, faster than normal. Call it a tick, hopefully this liquor will warm you. First let me warn you, I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with niggas sis. I got a problem with all of that comedy that swans us. Like we all just content being nigga rich. Motherfucker, what kind? Ain't no fictional construct enough to uplift my physical conduct. When it still ain't fixed, to do the water up and flood. Nigga, I got a problem. Yeah, yeah. I got a problem. Yeah, yeah. I got some problem. Yeah, yeah. I got a problem. Yeah, yeah. Goddesses be taking me hostage on odysseys. Pardon me, I got a little bit plastic, faster than normal. Call it a tick, hopefully this liquor will warm you. First let me warn you, I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with ignorance. I got a problem with niggas sis. I got a problem with all of that comedy that swans us. Like we all just content being nigga rich. Motherfucker, what kind? There ain't no fictional construct enough to uplift my physical conduct. When it still ain't fixed, to do the water up and flood. Nigga, I got a problem. Yeah, yeah. I got a problem. Yeah, yeah. I got some problem. Yeah, yeah. I got a problem. Yeah, yeah.
I'm just trying to stay relevant. My excellence been evident from Project Blow ever since. Smoking weed, ditching school, jumped over the metal fence. Memories of dead homies, forever cherish them. Cause I know one day we'll be together again. If it is what they say, somewhere time never ends. But time flies and life is short. We live lives of crime and then we fight it in court. And most of the time lose, give us lifetimes too. Mama and kids crying the blues behind you. Yeah, I like money too, but don't let it define you. What is inside you? Focus and try to keep it 1 million, that's what I do. Number one rule, don't fuck with my crew. I got a long history, I am not a mystery. Find me on 11th Ave, live on 36th Street. Motherfuck the industry, ain't nobody pimping me. I do it independently, that way I just depend on me. MC of the century, and if I ain't, I'm finna be well known in the street for spitting heat consistently.
Don't be surprised at the way time flies when you're having fun right before your eyes. Don't rush to get old, just try to survive, whether hustling or the 9 to 5.
So we hustle all day and we hustle all night, trying to live a lot of life, gotta get our pockets right. I'm international, baby, I've caught a lot of flights. Sex, money, and drugs, a lot of long nights turned into days, I'm burnt in the maze. On the verge of insane, I just heard my name. I told myself I never ever make certain mistakes over and again, but I swerve, no brakes. I'm floating in the wind and I'm gone into space. And how can I be wrong when I'm on feeling great? Then it all falls down and it won't go away. I just wanted to escape and now I'm gonna pay. The way I feel, I may not even see another day. I need a little reefer and some drink, I'll be okay, but I can't shake it off. My brain on soft, but I can't take a loss and I can't stay off. I played and I lost, I can't pay the cost. Can't let nobody see me cause I can't play it off. And yeah, I got faith, but I don't pray to the cross. I just look in the mirror at the face of a boss.
Don't be surprised at the way time flies when you're having fun right before your eyes. Don't rush to get old, just try to survive, whether hustling or the 9 to 5.
To this day. To this day.
Black Crimez.
Turn your back on me.
Is that a challenge?
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
White folks are nosy. They have specials. Nosy specials. Why does a bee make honey? You ain't a bee. Why do you give a fuck?
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
If he dies, he dies.
our Patreon for more. And don't bother me.